of silence for those battling addictions and to promote hope and healing to eliminate the stigma associated with addictions. Thank you. Motion to open the meeting to the public.
So moved.
Second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Sorry about that. Clerk, minutes to be accepted. Will the clerk please read the minutes?
August 24th, 2016, work session, Freeholder Police absent. August 24th, 2016, public session, Freeholder Police absent. September 7th, 2016, work session, Freeholder Zor absent. September 7th, 2016, public session, Freeholder Zor absent. September 14th, 2016, work session, all present.
Move the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Minutes removed. Now here, have a motion to go into open public portion of the meeting.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. We'll now have a hearing of the general public with a 3-minute time limit in effect in accordance with the Bergen County Freeholders bylaws. The board attorney will keep the time. When the time of the speaker expires, the timekeeper will announce the time has expired. Please fill out a white slip with your name, address, and the general topic. We'll start off with Mr. Nichols tonight.
Good evening. Am I on this one?
Yes, sir.
Paul Nichols, Nickels. Good evening. First of all, thank you for the mental health and support for mental health and addiction. Now, as an advocate, I wanted to say something that I've been talking about for a while. When I went to that press conference and we mentioned the good work that Spring House does, the thing that I wanted to talk about was there's nothing for men here in Bergen County, long term. And there's nothing, we need supportive housing, we need, there's people in that gap, that just don't fit in anywhere, that need help. And let me backtrack back to the fee-for-service thing that's really gonna hurt mental health services. We only have, from what I understand, we only have 6 agencies that support, what do we have, about 1 million people in Bergen County? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Close.
And if 1 in 4 have mental illnesses, that there's got to be a large percentage that need these services. So if you could advocate, which I'm not saying you haven't, but if you could, that would be really great, because it's July 17th is going to come, and the state's cutting out some of these hospitals, and it's just, we need help with that. I've said this before, and I know, and I thank you. I know last time when I left, Chairman Tinelli had told me that mental health services budget was not cut, which I appreciate. What?
Actually increased.
Yes, 2%, right? Which is actually a lot. Yeah, I appreciate that. So all I'm going to say is thank you, and hopefully we can get some more services. And I always talk about PATH, which is one of the agencies. And if 1 in 4 have mental illness, we need more people to go out and outreach to these people that are either homeless or in jeopardy of becoming homeless. And something, I'll end on a good note, if you haven't heard the DCA vouchers, I actually ran into someone who's getting one, who's disabled and on the TRA failing program. So that's really good news. But thanks for advocating for us. Have a good night.
Thank you. Chuck Powers.
Chuck Powers, TNEC, and Bergen Grassroots. First place, this is a very exciting day for Bergen County, I believe. The governor has signed the bill that will allow the new authority to oversee Bergen Regional Medical with a 11 member commission. And you as the member, as the freeholders and the county administration, so far as I can tell, almost everybody associated with knowing what's going on at Bergen Regional are very excited about the fact that that new authority has just been approved. It's going to make some challenges for the council administrator to figure out how to relate that to the very tough set of issues associated with the fact that there's now an RFP. We are going to tell you on October 17th, we're going to gather a group of people who are knowledgeable about Bergen Regional to, first of all, review this extraordinary report that the county has developed through the help of an advisory committee on which 2 of your members have sat. And we're going to have a panel of folks to talk about, after we do an analysis of that report, to talk about different perspectives on Bergen Regional and its scope and its needs and its future, and then invite the public to participate in that conversation. The night is the 17th of October. It's a Monday night, and it will begin at 7:30 at the Library Auditorium in Teaneck, on Teaneck Road. Incidentally, you may or may not know that in addition to what you are doing with September as the National Alcohol and Drug Recovery Month, the President last week announced a new a week, a prescription opioid and heroin epidemic awareness week. Announced it on the 16th of September, and as many of you know, the place where this county works hardest on that question with people who have long-term care needs is in fact Bergen Regional. In addition to that, I want to draw your attention to the fact that we now have set the candidates' time frames for the forum that Bergen Grassroots will be sponsoring. Again, Teaneck Auditorium, beginning at 7:30 on the nights of the 26th of October. That's a Wednesday, with the seven of the 8 freeholder candidates participating in that night. Then on the 27th, there is the 3 sets of 2 candidates each participating from the major parties on the selection of the sheriff, the clerk, and the surrogate. 26th and 27th, but also let's begin with the 17th. And again, congratulations for this county having taken the lead again and figuring out how to manage the state's largest hospital. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Carroll. So next, I have quite a few people that wanted to speak on mental health. Do you each want to come up one at a time, or would you all want to come up as a group? I mean, I don't know. One at a time?
Yeah.
Okay. So Judy Barnes, or Baines. Baines, got it.
Sorry. Spell your name, please. B-A-N. Is this it there? Yes.
The other one, the big one. Push it.
Should I sing? Hello, I'm sorry?
You're good.
All right, I just want to say, for my whole life, I've had mental illness and dealt with that. I started when I was 18, 20 years ago. For 41 years, I've been a social worker working in the mental health field in Bergen County. I just want to thank you all. In advance, I guess, I appreciate, on behalf of people who have mental illness, I appreciate the effort and the time you've put into helping to be sure that Bergen County has the resources to provide the care for folks. We need that help. Unfortunately, none of us asked for it, and none of us, well, I guess there are some, most of us can't get rid of it or can't control it without help from the people out here who provide the services for Bergen County people. So I ask that you continue, please, with your efforts. Many will be grateful. And I guess that's it. Thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you. Jose Ortiz?
Good evening. My name is Jose Ortiz, Teaneck resident, and I'm also the chairman of the Mental Health Board. The author Shannon Adler once wrote, "Never give up on someone with mental illness. When I is replaced by we, illness becomes wellness." We are immensely blessed here in Bergen County that every day we are working together to try and achieve mental wellness for those suffering from mental illness. Thank you, Freeholders, for passing our aid to mental health resolution. The fact that this budget reflects an increase of about 2% is significant at a time of global fiscal environment is bleak. The Mental Health Board, the County Department of Health, and all our community partners are truly grateful that the County of Bergen's elected officials recognize the vital role our community mental health system partners play in supporting the treatment needs of residents and promoting wellness and recovery. The direct investment of dollars by Bergen County into the local system of care sends a strong message to all that our leaders understand the issue of mental health, are committed to making life better for those who live with the disease of mental illness, and that no one falls behind. We all rise up together. Individuals suffering from mental illness many times describe it as living in darkness. What our mental health providers do every day is to try to be that shining light, leading individuals with mental illness to safe harbor. However, a dark cloud looms over that shining light. The future of our system is in danger. In 2017, state funding practices will shift to a Medicaid fee-for-service system. What this shift will mean for all Bergen County residents who are not Medicaid eligible or are insured but not able to pay high deductibles to secure mental health treatment is not really clear. With the shift in state funding, there will likely be holes in our mental health safety net system. As the chairperson and members of our mental health board and our local system of care, we want to invite you to a breakfast on October 19th at 8:30 a.m. at the Season Restaurant in Washington Township, where we're trying to gather all elected officials from throughout the state to explore what steps we can all take to prepare for the impact of funding shifts that none of our residents really know is going to happen and may be harmed in the process. We have made tremendous stride in Bergen County, becoming stigma-free, so that people who have disease feel supported and comfortable in seeking treatment. So much that so many other counties, states, and even countries have reached out to us on how to do it. We are the models. So what I want to say is, I wear this shirt and it says stigma-free. Bergen County is proud to be stigma-free. How do we go? So we're asking you, please continue to be our champion, continue to be our leaders in providing mental health treatment to all. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Devlin?
Hi, Sue Devlin. I am the Associate Executive Director of Comprehensive Behavioral Health Care, and I currently serve as the Chair of the Professional Advisory Committee. And I'm here to thank you for your anticipated passing of our Aid to Mental Health resolution. We appreciate that you recognize the important work that we do to the most vulnerable here in Bergen County. And certainly the 2% is indication that you get it, you understand what we're doing, what we want to continue to do. Moving into this new fee-for-service world, it's incredibly uncertain. We don't know what our system will look like a year from now. We have been working diligently, and as Jose mentioned, the breakfast on the 19th is part and parcel. It's just the beginning of our campaign to make sure that we are here, that our agencies are suitably funded so that we can continue to provide the services for those residents here in Bergen County. But again, thank you on behalf of the PAC for your support.
Vicky?
excuse me. Yeah, so also, like Sue Devlin and other speakers before me, we want to thank you, and we're, cautiously optimistic that you're going to pass that resolution. It is September, and we have all been delivering services to Bergen County residents all year long. So we thank you in advance for that and for the increase. I'm the CEO of Vantage Health System, which is one of the 4 community mental health centers here in Bergen County. We'll be 60 next year, not personally, but we'll be 60. And we're actually the oldest one in the county. We were the first federally funded one here in Bergen County in Dumont way back when. We serve over 4,000 people a year, children, adolescents, adults, seniors, with all sorts of mental health addiction, developmental disabilities, Alzheimer's, and all sorts of mental illness and addictions. And your help is really very important. The leadership of the county, unlike some other counties, has been around forever. I'm around 30 years in this business, and you've always been very supportive, and we're hoping that that will continue. And has been referenced, the fee-for-service shift that's going to occur, and I think on October 19th, and I really hope you can all attend, you're going to hear some really shocking data. Vantage alone, and I don't know that others will share this tonight, but we're going to lose $2 million in our outpatient department, which will mean basically loss of psychiatrists, social workers. There's no way to replace that money. The state is pulling out contract dollars that have supported the safety net of residents in this county for over 40 years. So we thank you on behalf of your leadership and really your support, financial support and other, for all these years and hopefully going forward, because it has always been important and crucial, and it's going to be even more so. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Peter Sherlock.
SCERBO. My name is Peter Scarbo. I'm the Executive Director of Comprehensive Behavioral Health Care. And I want to thank the Freeholder Board for their support to the line Aid to Mental Health. I've worked in Bergen County for 46 years. And in that time period, those 46 years, the Freeholders have always supported mental health. And this year, going into next fiscal year, it's become more critical that we have your support. Have you heard we're going into a fee-for-service system, and the effect of this fee-for-service system is that our agencies collectively, just in outpatient services alone, are going to lose about $6 to $8 million in funding. So what that's going to mean is that there are going to be a lot less consumers that are going to be served. There's a ripple effect to this, is that if people don't get served that need help, it's going to impact the hospitals, it's going to impact the jails, it's going to impact the streets. We need your help in terms of the fundings, which we greatly appreciate, but we also need your help in terms of the advocacy effort. We believe that there's still time to turn this thing around, or at least get a better deal, even though the governor says it's a done deal. But we still feel there's an opportunity here to slow this process down, to get better rates, so we continue to do the job that we've done over the years. I think that in Bergen County, we probably have the best mental health system in the state. We'd like to keep that and continue to serve the consumers that we've been serving over the years. Once again, thank you for your support.
Thank you. Joe Maciandaro. How bad was that?
MASCIANDARO. I'm just going to echo my colleagues' words about gratefulness for the passage of the resolution increasing mental health aid for this year. We really appreciate it. We provide a safety net for all in the county, and what Vicki, Pete, and Judy said is very true. There's a number of things that I like to kind of elucidate. One is a big lie here, that the state of New Jersey is expanding mental health and substance abuse services by $127 million. It's not true. What's happening, the state is reducing state aid to mental health by $127 million. That's what's going on. So Care Plus, we're a 262 health provider. We're the emergency screening program for Bergen County. We see about 20,000 people a year. Caseload is 4,500 active at any one time. Among those, 2,200 come to us for medication maintenance, meaning they're doing well, they're getting better, they need to come and be seen by their doctor and their care followed up on. That rate, and this is the second big lie, is not being changed. So without the state money, we're expected to provide the same type of service. The other lie is that the services are no longer are going to apply to everyone. If you have insurance now, state aid will not apply under the rules envisioned under fee-for-service. So someone with a high deductible, the inability to pay, will not be eligible for the state, will not be eligible under the state's for state subsidy, which has been the case since 1977 when I became the director at what was then Bergen Mental Health Center. John Felicia's dad used to be very much in touch with our organization at our time. David Gans was on our board for a number of years, so we're a grassroots organization. Today we have 6 walk-ins at the center. 4 of them have Medicare. So if you have Medicare, the state pay will not cover you. On the other hand, to provide a service to someone on Medicare, you need to be paneled on a Medicare panel. This is why you need to have psychiatrists who can provide the services. Our schools have embraced the wellness programs and awareness program about mental health. How is that going to be supported? If somebody needs a referral, where are they going to go? So the county has made great strides in becoming stigma-free, but I think the thing we're afraid is that in July of 17 we'll be stigma-free, but there will be nowhere to go. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Martin H. Martin.
It's only a letter.
Could you tell me your name, please?
Carmen H.
Carmen.
Hernandez.
Thank
Yes. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I just want to read a letter that I wrote personally myself. On Our Own opened their doors January of 1982. It is now closed the doors August 31, 2016. I want to say a few words about the place. People only see the negative that happened in the past. I want you guys to hear what I have to say. On Our Own made me a better person than yesterday, made me come out of my shell. It also allowed me to help one person at a time. We walked the walk, we came up with our addictions, our illnesses, and our own homelessness. But we showed up. I can't tell you how many times I've helped someone to get into the shelter, talk one-on-one. Prior to getting the news that we were closing, we helped 2 people stay sober. And if I can say one more thing about On Our Own Wellness Center, we'll prosper wherever we end up. And if I also can say, let's stay sober today and every day. Let's stay clean today and every day. And with that being said, don't stop believing. Thank you for all your help.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Have I seen you before?
So really quickly, that concludes all the speakers that want to speak on mental health. I just want to reassure everyone out there that has spoken on behalf of mental health, and the resolution we're passing tonight is this board, as far as I've been on here, every member that sits up here takes it very serious, and you can count on us standing up for you and advocating with our state legislature to make sure that if there's anything that can be done, that we certainly will be advocating on your behalf and on behalf of the most vulnerable in Bergen County, because we know what a serious issue that actually is. So, we have some very patient people in the audience, so we're going to move to Mr. Knuckle.
Hi, Mr. Tonelli, how are you?
Would you like to speak?
Come up to speak?
Please.
Okay. Well,
Would you spell your name for me, please?
excuse me,
Would you spell your name for me, please?
Donald Knuckle, N-U-C-K-E-L,
Thank
10
you.
River Street, apartment 176. All my life. Well, Freeholders, how are you tonight? Ladies and gentlemen of the public, our wonderful cheerleaders here from Wellington, Anel Hernandez, chief coach there, all the parents are here, a lot of great people. I could tell you, I could say a lot of things, but I'm going to do this in 2 parts. Number one, so that you can all pay attention here. This Freeholder board, okay, every day of their life, my father taught me, and I'm in common with Joan Voss on something, Dr. Voss, but my father told me 2 things. He said, during your lifetime, make this world a better place than when you came into it. And Joan Voss' dad told her the same thing. And I can tell you, Joan Voss is making this world a better place than when she came into it, no doubt about it. It's a great My dad also told me, and I miss him dearly, he's gone 33 years. He also told me that if you improve a person's life and make it better, then you truly have changed the world. Now this Freeholder board changes the lives every day for the better of hundreds of thousands of people, and I know that for a fact. I have a lot of inventory in housing. We're in the real estate business. We invest in solid, strong communities, and I have to tell you, Bergen County is a great place to be, and it's a nice place to be. You guys have done a great job for us, and I'm proud of you, so I say thank you. Now I'll shift gears to Wellington. Wellington's a little town in southwestern Bergen County. It's a gem of a community. It's produced a lot of great people, but one of the nice things tonight, we're going to honor all you nice cheerleaders who've won the state championship, a national title. What a great thing. And today, with all the things that are going on, we all know what's going on in the press. It's so different. What a nice, wholesome thing for an American families in town. You girls won it. Congratulations. I think you've done a great job. I really do. Now, this one girl, this kid lady, Anel Hernandez, she grew up in a job called Jasontown 2. Jasontown 2 is one of our premier jobs. It's the first affordable housing property in the state of New Jersey. And this job has produced great people. You hear a lot of things about different things. What a great girl she is. She's doing well. What a shining example of a solid thing for this country. This girl. She's a teacher. She got a master's degree in teaching. She teaches over in Patterson, little kids. And we got a few others in the town of Wellington that are doing it. So in honor of all that, last year I started a thing in Little Ferry. I started a new STEM program. And we put hundreds of thousands of dollars into it using Ramapo on their STEM people and teaching the people in Little Ferry. It's a lot of fun. And I asked Joan Voss again to help me out and give me support. What's that?
Please wrap it up or I'm going to get yelled at by Mr. Flores.
I said, I'm talking about the kids. That's the best thing in the world. You guys want to give me another minute? Sure. But anyway, I know. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. We're building the STEM program now to Wellington. And by the way, one last thing. My sister now is the acting chairwoman of the New York Botanical Gardens, and they're opening up their facilities to us. She sits down every day. I told Stellato, the chairman, I said, well, I got to deal with you. My sister deals with chairman of MoMA, chairman of the American Theme of Natural History, chairman of the Hayden Planetarium. I got you and I got Morrow in Little Ferry. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Girls, congratulations.
Wellington Councilman.
How do you wash great? You don't.
Councilman Robert Crowe, K-R-U-K, not C-R-O-O-K. Good evening, everyone. Freeholders, thank you for having us and honoring our cheerleaders today. It's a very proud moment for our little town of Wellington. The fact that these girls work so hard and they have a...
And boys, let's put that on the record. Ladies, guys, young men and women.
I was going to get there and I was going to correct this.
They keep shaking their heads.
Yeah, one of them is my son. He's the ring.
So anyway, boys and girls, they work very hard. They've been together a long time, since second grade, and they do work hard at it. We've tried a co-ed team a few times. We didn't have it 1 year, 2 years ago, and then this past year, some of these kids that were in the high school missed it. So they asked some of the coaches if they could put together a co-ed team last minute and go to nationals. And 2 months before, they worked hard and they dedicated their time, and they were successful. The most thing that I'm proud of is the hard work that these kids all do with all their studies and their responsibilities at home with their families and all, and still manage to do all this. The other what I'm really proud of is our volunteers. They don't get paid for any of this. They work hard. And the amount of time, the countless hours that they spend it's unmatched. And not only in Wellington, in any community, but I see for myself in our town, in our community. And there are times where you get text messages from coaches at midnight, 12:30, asking about this person or how you do this. And it's amazing. We have great support from our parents. Our parents are second to none. They work hard, we debate, we sometimes even argue. But at the end of the day, we're doing it for our children. And the best part about it is, when you see them perform, it's all worth it. So now I'm going to close it really quick because I feel like I'm getting evil eye. We have, well, Mr. Knuckle ran into my time. So anyway, we have some really good support also from our school system. Our Board of Education superintendent here is Mr. Albro. Thank you for your support. Our cheerleader high school coach is here as well, supporting us. So I'll leave it there, and thank you to our coaches and our parents. You did a great job, and hopefully we'll do again wonderful things again this coming year. Thank you.
More, I promise. Mr. Moretti.
Salvatore Moretti, Alpine Drive, Paramus. I've brought today a letter dated September 19th, which is directed to the Eli Wiesel Foundation for Humanity. I had something in common with Mr. Wiesel. I also was in the Holocaust. And of course, as the first paragraph notes, I was shot in the brain, and an artificial heart was required to keep me alive, which was done in Washington, D.C. Almost a half a century ago. Mr. Wiesel has, of course, passed away June of this year. And I have carbon copied a federal district court judge and the tax court of New Jersey with respect to this letter, which I provide for your perusal. I would note in the letter that I note a police officer, top cop, was involved in a $100,000 kickback according to the June 26th Record newspaper in Ray, the Teterboro crash. Apparently, a referral to Mr. Weiner, a lawyer, resulted in a decision on behalf of the litigant, and the police officer was cut in for $100,000. I find this to be a form of ambulance chasing and referral, which is illegal, of course, and especially important because I happen to know Mr. Mordego, met him many times, and had a brief respite with him in Hackensack when I was operating Park Court Apartment. You'll get more from that newspaper, from that paper. Also, 73 years ago, of course, I was in Carl Jung's care briefly, and in the Vatican Library with Ezra Pound. So I have some background in psychology, and I graduated in psychology from George Washington University. I'll wind it up rapidly for your time. Thank you.
Thank you. The ayes have it, we're now closed. Now we've all been waiting for. So we're proud tonight to have members of the Wallington Junior Panthers cheerleading competition team, both the 12th grade and under and also the 8th grade under team. Both took first place in their respective divisions at the Virginia Beach Cheerleading Nationals held earlier this season and start this school year as the reigning champions. So I'd like to welcome you and thank you all for your patience. But before I'm going to invite my colleagues down and bring you all up for accommodations, I'd first like to ask the volunteer coaches to please stand so we can give you a round of applause. Having coached like councilmen, and many of us are involved in our communities, we know the time and effort that it takes and what it takes you away from your family to give to other children in the community. Lastly, I'd like to ask the parents that are here with us, we'd like to ask you also to stand for your support of your children. As was mentioned earlier, with all the terrible things going on, that's all you hear about. I'm a firm believer that it takes a village to raise our children, and just by the show of the parents that are here supporting our kids, that's why these kids are successful. You should all be congratulated. So I'd ask all my colleagues if you please come down so we can present to the women and men and women. So we have, some of you will be getting two because we also understand that some of the younger participants participated not only on the 8th and under, but also on the 12th and under. So not only are you good enough to go with your own age group, but you're also great enough to go up with the older kids and be successful. So first, please, Carolina Telma. I just want to let you know you're getting one also. Unfortunately, the county executive, Bergen County, James Tedesco, could not make it tonight. He had another commitment, but he's also giving you a certificate, and he also wanted us to congratulate you as well. Anya Repex. I warned you, I'm sorry. Allison Gorski. Elisa Roskida. I'm going to need a bodyguard to get out of here. Alex. You say it. But, got it? All right. Alenza Caban. You should come up and do this. Juliana Lashika. Congratulations. I need you down here, right?
On your own.
Victoria Krapewski. Would you like to read? Yeah, sure. There we go. That's why he's a councilman.
I forgot my reading glasses.
I have a pair if you need. No.
Who do you stop at?
Right here.
Okay, Lauren Kersey. Madison Crook.
Pronounce that correctly. Congratulations.
Emily Crook. Julia Gonkars. Savannah Ray. Angelina Jablecki. Wait, you're on 12 and over, right? You're not on 8 and over, right? Oh, are you? Okay, then keep going.
Okay, we're pretty organized here, don't mess us up.
Oh, so that's, okay. My fault, I missed that name. I'm sorry, Julia.
So that should be all the...
Yes, that is our 8th and under team, minus a few absent. So, that's something under there? I'm tempted not to call this name. Joseph Crook.
I didn't forget about you.
Joseph Madonia. Samantha Crook's not here, she's at college. Well, her sister will take it. Jessica Kaczynska. Not here. Nina Delgado. Sarah Kuchek. Alexandra Grupiewski.
I'll tell you, he's good.
No, yell at me later.
Better you than me.
Yes. Victoria Domagala. Not here. Jalen Roman. Not here. Michelle Kozinska. Okay, Patrick. Come on up. I was looking for your name the whole time.
Congratulations.
That's it, sir.
All right, so...
Right? No cheerleader sitting that we don't know? No, okay.
Congratulations. If you wouldn't mind, would you mind taking a picture with us? Yeah, can we like lift some kids up?
Mr. Chairman, back up. Can the coaches be in the...
Oh, yeah, please. We know you don't want to, but it's a must.
Mr. Albro, why don't you come take a picture with me? I'm just a parent.
Straight ahead, we'll get you.
Gotta post this stuff, you know.
Thank you so much for coming. Come on,
Oh, it's okay, I was just standing on the side.
Wait, another camera.
Let's go somewhere here.
You got another one. Best friends with smallest lady for a teacher. Well, now we're done.
That's it, we're done. Ready to
Thank you.
I know you guys would love to stay for the rest of this meeting, but you absolutely can go if you want. Don't shake your head. It's not that
Remember your
Will the clerk please read the resolutions on the consent agenda?
Resolution numbers are 983-16, 989-16, and 991-16 through 1021-16.
I have a motion to accept the resolutions on the consent agenda. Please call the roll.
Freeholder DiNicola is absent. Freeholder Felice.
Yes.
Freeholder Gantz.
Aye.
Freeholder Sullivan is absent. Freeholder Voss.
Yes.
Freeholder Zor.
Yes.
Chairman Tinelli.
Yes. Are there any resolutions of non-consent pulled or tabled? If so, will the clerk please read?
They are, resolution 990-16 was pulled as per administration.
Thank you. Now go on to our ordinances for first reading and introduction. Ordinance 16-20, 16-21, and 16-22. Introduction and first reading of ordinance 16-20. Will the clerk please read ordinance 16-20 by title only?
By title only, the bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements by the County of Bergen appropriating the aggregate amount of $13,461,000 thereof and authorizing the issuance of $11,867,000 bonds or notes of the county to finance part of the cost thereof.
I have a motion to introduce ordinance 16-20 as read by the clerk. Please call the roll.
Freeholder DiNicola is absent. Freeholder Felice?
Yes.
Freeholder Gantz?
Aye.
Freeholder Sullivan is absent. Freeholder Voss?
Yes.
Freeholder Zor?
Yes.
Chairman Tinelli?
Yes.
Ordinance 16-20 passes first reading.
Introduction and first reading of ordinance 16-21. Will the clerk please read ordinance 16-21 by title only?
Title is as follows. Bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements by the County of Bergen appropriating the aggregate amount of $3 million thereof, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $2,857,000 bonds or notes of the county to finance part of the cost thereof.
I have a motion to introduce ordinance 16-21 as read by the clerk. May I have a second? Second. Please call the roll.
Freeholder DiNicola is absent. Freeholder Felice?
Yes.
Freeholder Gantz?
Aye.
Freeholder Sullivan is absent. Freeholder Voss?
Yes.
Freeholder Zor?
Yes.
Chairman Tinelli?
Yes.
Ordinance 16-21 passes first reading.
Introduction and first reading of ordinance 16-22. Will the clerk please read ordinance 16-22 by title only?
Title is as follows. Bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements by the County of Bergen appropriating the aggregate amount of $145,000, therefore and authorizing the issuance of $138,000 bonds or notes of the county to finance part of the cost thereof.
May I have a motion to introduce ordinance 16-22 as read by the clerk?
Second.
Please call the roll.
Freeholder DiNicola is absent. Freeholder Felice?
Yes.
Freeholder Gantz?
Aye.
Freeholder Sullivan is absent. Freeholder Voss?
Yes.
Freeholder Zor?
Yes.
Chairman Tinelli?
Yes.
Ordinance 16-22 passes first reading.
We'll now have freeholder committee reports. Freeholder Felice?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to say that it is nice to hear of the good deeds of my father, Nick Felice, over the last 50 years or so, working in Fairlawn Mental Health Center, Opportunity Center, continues to serve the people of Bergen County, New Jersey. I'm just really proud also of the county budget that we passed collectively. Bergen County is a great place to live because of the services that we provide. And if it means increasing the average household by $35 or $32, then so be it. That takes me to the bill that Chris Christie signed today regarding the oversight authority for Bergen Regional. Freeholder Zur, myself being representative of this freeholder board on that committee, made a concerted effort with everyone on that committee to make sure that the mistakes made over the past 17 years in the construction of this contract would not occur again. And with this oversight board, there were some changes to it. The governor signed into law. I think will move this process along in a very positive. Now, obviously, the nuts and bolts of this are going to, in the selection of the organizations that's going to serve and provide services to the county of Bergen with Bergen Regional, but nevertheless, this was an integral part of this oversight board to provide that continuum of care and oversight and greater transparency and be able for this board and the county executive to make sure that the services they provide are in line with the mission statement of Bergen Regional. And lastly, we talk about mental health, we talk about the actions of like the Board of Social Services, and I want to thank Freeholder Zur and the folks that have taken on after I started on that board, the changes that have been implemented and continue to be so, because it's all one thread of care, whether it be people that are in financial distress, or people that are in mental distress, or family crisis. It's all one, and whether you pay for it now or you pay for it later in the areas of correction facilities, we're going to pay for it, and I'd rather do it before it gets to that point. So I'm glad that the governor signed the bill. I'm glad that we were able to work the budget out in a way that provided increased support for mental illness. And you know, I'm really happy that we were able to continue with my colleagues up here the activities of the Board of Social Services, and I'm glad to be next son.
Thank you, Freeholder. Freeholder Boss.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm always so proud when I see some of my former students because I am overjoyed that so many of them have become so successful, and one of them is the superintendent of Wallington. So that was and one of my former students is the superintendent of Wallington, and as I said, I just burst with pride whenever I see some of them. Last Wednesday, we had the Bergen County Senior Citizens Picnic in a very, very good turnout. And it's always so important for people to realize all of the services that are available. You heard this evening when they were talking about mental health issues and how many things we have here in the county that can give assistance to people who are in need. And so I think this Sunday, there'll be another large senior citizen picnic, and we have to say thank you to the seniors for all that they have done for us and for this country. Last week, we had a POW-MIA recognition ceremony, and it's so important to remember the people who were prisoners of war, and over 1,700 people are still missing in action, and they can never be forgotten. One of my uncles was captured during World War II and was in a prisoner of war camp in Romania, and he never talked about it. I think that the experiences they had were so horrible, but two of the gentlemen that were at our POW-MIA observance were people who had been captured, and we cannot forget. We cannot forget. I always use the old cliche, he who doesn't remember history shall be condemned to relive it, and I think that we have to keep remembering those words. On Saturday, Korean American Association will recognize Chul Suk, which is the Korean Thanksgiving. And there'll be a very big party, if you will, at Overpeck Park, and it will begin at 4 p.m. on Saturday. And We have a very large Korean population in Bergen County, and we are invited to engage and enjoy their celebration. So hopefully we'll see a lot of people there. On Sunday, Disability Awareness Day will be at the zoo at Lansdowne Park, and the program will begin at, I think, noontime, and everything is for free, and so people who have disabilities are encouraged to come and see the wonderful facilities that we have at Lansdowne Park, and enjoy a day. Sunday also will be the observation of the Gold Star Mothers. And for many people who lived through World War II and the Korean War and the Vietnam War, the Gold Star says the family has lost a member, either male or female, in the service of the country. And unfortunately, there have been many Gold Stars, and we cannot forget the ultimate sacrifices that they made to keep us safe. And I think it's our patriotic duty to observe all of these holidays that commemorate our veterans and the services they have given. September is Adult Literacy Month. And I'll be speaking about this a great deal because many people are not aware of it, and I've brought it up before, that in this wonderful country, with our wonderful education system, over 36 million people, adults, cannot read. We have a wonderful program here in Bergen County called Project Literacy, where people who cannot read, who are adults, can have one-on-one instruction. It's for free. I'll be telling you a lot more about this because in Bergen County, we probably have in excess of 100,000 people who are either illiterate or functionally illiterate. And so, again, we have so many services in this county that people have to be made aware of, because if they don't know about them, they can't utilize the services. And that's one of our jobs as freeholders, to inform people of the things that are available. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Freeholder. Before I move on, I just want to read a brief statement. Unfortunately, Freeholder Sullivan isn't able to make it tonight, and he felt it important, being that this board was passing resolutions increasing funding for mental health, and he sits on the board, that he at least have a brief statement, so if everybody would just bear with me. Tom Sullivan's statement on mental health funding. I apologize for not being able to be here to vote on a number of historic resolutions the Bergen County Board of Chosen Freeholders are voting on tonight. I want to thank my colleagues on the board for voting on a number of resolutions which will increase grant funding for mental health, care, and services this year. We must remove the stigma from providing this service in our county and should continue to support these initiatives by our nonprofit partners in the community. As I serve on the board, supporting mental health has been one of my most important priorities. Thank you, Freeholder Tom Sullivan. I'd like to enter that into the record, Kim, please. Freeholder Gantz.
Thank you, Chairman. Some very brief comments, if I may. The passage and signing by Governor Christie of the legislation affecting Bergen Regional Medical Center is one of the most important things that has been accomplished by the parties, political parties working together. When I joined this board 14 years ago, Bergen Regional's reversion was so far in the future that nobody even talked about it. And here we are, 6 months from now, we're taking it back, and we're going to start a new future tomorrow for those who are among our most challenged citizens. We are up to this challenge. The county executive is ready to proceed, and I think that with the brightest minds of the county working towards it, we're going to come up with some innovative solutions to problems that were created 19 years ago and never really resolved. A lot of this had to do with funding. Imagine that we're out of the day-to-day operations at the Regional Medical Center, and yet we're responsible for all capital repairs. Millions of dollars not going to patients, but going to maintaining a structure that in some cases is more than 75 years old. Maintaining a structure that is more than 200 years old is the other topic that I'd like to talk about tonight. And that structure is the American Constitution, which gives the President the right to nominate United States District Court judges, and the miserable job that Congress has done in confirming highly qualified individuals such as our county council. He was nominated by President Obama on February 15, 2015, and amazingly, he is still waiting with his career on hold for action to be taken by the United States Senate. The Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell of Kentucky, talks about ratios of judges that are nominated in prior administrations, talks about numbers, doesn't talk about people and the great skills that this man, who I've known for a number of years, brings to the bench. He is highly qualified, and I will tell you that I have often said, when he made an appearance before us to just tell us what the facts were on outside cases the county had handed him, that his analysis was supreme, superior, and direct and to the point, even when I disagreed with him, which was seldom. This is disgraceful that the Senate is holding nominations hostage to some formula based upon events that took place a generation ago during the Johnson administration, during the administration of other American presidents from both sides of the aisle. If I thought it would do any good, I would call upon the President to make recess appointments of all of the judges that are being held up by this. I don't want to do anything to damage Julian's chances, but as each day goes by, it's clear that this is going to be a test of what the administration's remaining power is going to be between now and January 20th. I intend to send a letter tomorrow to the White House and to Capitol Hill demanding that the American people be given the representation in the judiciary that they are entitled to, and let them suffer the consequences of not doing it, and let them lose a man like Julian Niels. I say that for that to happen would be a tragedy. I'm not even going to talk about Bergen wellness tonight. But I do want to say, as a final comment, that Nick Felice is a wonderful public servant who I knew for many years. 19 of them, I believe, as my assemblyman in Fairlawn. He raised a wonderful family, and he's still a good friend of mine, going all the way back to when he signed my application to become a notary public of the state of New Jersey. Thank you, Chairman. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Freeholder. Further, sir?
Thank you, Chairman. So when we pass a consent agenda, we don't have an opportunity to discuss and bring to the table here some of the amazing resolutions that we have. But I want to highlight a couple because I think that it's important that the residents of Bergen County understand some of these things that we're voting on. Resolutions 983 and resolutions 1005 through 1009 all involve work that's being done by the Workforce Development Board. And I just wanted to crow about the tremendous work that this board is doing. Not only in Resolution 983 are we allocating more funds for another pod of Project Search, which has gotten off to a wonderful start. And the feedback that we're hearing from both Hackensack Hospital and Holy Name Hospital, who are our partners in this, about the strides that our young adults with developmental disabilities are having and the impact that this is having on them gaining meaningful employment for throughout their lives is really incredible. I know that we're going to have an opportunity for the press to come and visit on October 13th, and we'll be hearing more about how this is unfolding. but this will give us another opportunity, and we're looking for another business to partner with for this third pod. So if there are businesses who would like to be involved in this, please feel free to reach out. We're going to be reaching out to you. We want your involvement so that we can touch the lives and really make impacts for more young people. In addition to all of that, the Workforce Development Board has helped 633 displaced individuals through individualized training. 73% of those trained entered employment. 282 out-of-school youths were served, and 147 of them obtained their high school equivalencies. 368 in-school youth were served. 214 TANF clients attended career readiness programs. 155 students were served in our workforce learning and link and literacy labs for basic and soft skills training. All of these efforts exceeded the performance objectives that were set forth by the Department of Labor, and the board continues to innovate in its approach to make more individuals work ready here in Bergen County. As you all heard, and thank you for all being here to testify this evening, in Resolution 987, we increased our aid to mental health. And this, in previous administrations, we saw attempts to slash mental health funding by 25%. And that was always something that this board fought back against and made sure that we did not go through that penny-wise and pound-foolish approach. You guys who are on the front lines of dealing with mental illness, you need the resources. This is something vitally important. I see Michelle Hart-Lockman sitting in the audience. Michelle was honored by CBH Care, was there this week as the Mental Health Humanitarian of the Year. All of your efforts are so appreciated in providing these tremendously vital services. I went this weekend to the Spring House Alumni Picnic. It is this event and others like it that remind me every day of why I'm doing the job that I am and why we as freeholders, our role here is important. Because those 200 people there, their lives were lives that were saved by intervention in mental health in this county. So I applaud all of you for your efforts, and we on this board will continue to support them. Shared services, we had many resolutions on this evening that provide maintenance agreements with engaging in diverse services such as sharing equipment, road plowing, with school boards, with towns. This has been an amazing effort by our county to share services, make the provision of those services more efficient, and save municipalities money in the process. If you are a municipality or a school board who wants to partner with the county, please feel free to reach out to me as the chair of the Shared Services Committee, or Tom Richards in the administration, who is working day and night to make sure that we can continue to save taxpayer dollars by providing more shared services. Just to echo what Freeholder Felice said regarding the signing of the BRMC legislation, this was vitally important. And I want to just give an extra thanks to our entire legislative delegation who worked tirelessly to make sure that this happened on both sides of the aisle. Freeholder Felice and I went down to Trenton to testify before the Health Committee on this legislation, advocating for the improvements that this is going to make in the oversight. It was an important effort, and it was an important bipartisan effort on all of our parts, so I'm very pleased to see that occur. One of the other things that I'm excited about is we're having this program called Get Fit in Bergen in our county parks. This was something that I championed for a couple of years, and I'm so happy to see it off the ground. There are exercise classes that are offered every single day of the week in every single one of our county parks. Please check out our county website and participate. This is public-private partnership at its best, hospitals underwriting the cost to make sure that our residents' wellness is at the forefront and that we are utilizing our parks to the utmost. So please get out there. It goes on until October 11th, and use this opportunity to fall into fitness. And that's all I have for you tonight, Chairman.
Thank you, Freeholder. That's it. So we all go to quite a few events from meeting to meeting. Just one I want to mention tonight, actually in my hometown, just to show you how small businesses can succeed. It's a small business success story, second generation family-owned pharmacy, H&B Pharmacy in North Arlington. They won the Good Neighbor Pharmacy of the Year National Award. So I actually dropped in with Assemblyman Gary Scheer last Friday, which was their the ending of their week where they brought people in from the community. They shared food, they shared gifts, just to bring the community in so they felt more welcome. And it just goes to show that small business can survive if it's done right and if they get the proper support. So I can't tell you how proud I was to be there. And just two quick things on Bergen Regional Medical Center. One is something that this board has been screaming about as long as I've been here, and that's better oversight. If we have to have better oversight, we can't make the same mistakes that were made 19 years ago. We all know that, we're all conscious of that, and as we move through the next few months, we're not hurrying anything, because we have to have our eye on the prize, and the prize is a much better agreement between the county and that facility, whoever the new operator will be. So we want to reassure all the communities out there that this Freeholder board is taking this very, very serious, and we're going to learn from what was done in the past. So that concludes my report. So with nothing further to come from this board, I will take a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. We are adjourned